live from
Go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to What's Your Opinion in Cleveland's finest super show at Quaker Steak and Lube in Vermilion. We need to do first things first. Hold on, we need a special shout out for Shelby, the bartender tonight.
Shelby,
one of the top bartenders in Vermilion.
Hey, that might be out of Ohio. She's awesome.
That's what I heard, Ohio.
So special shout out to her. Appreciate her. Appreciate Quaker Steak for coming in. What's wrong?
We are cheating the people.
Why is that?
We got to get GT on screen.
Oh, no.
Oh, where is she?
The people should definitely
We want Shelby? Are you talking about Shelby?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kareem calls her GT.
Emery!
Emery's not here.
Oh.
On the spot.
We're having too much fun around here.
Shelby for us real quick.
But we're at Quaker Steak Lube in Vermilion.
Did you
having a super show.
Quaker Steaks, so it didn't start off as an auto shop, but the owners bought an auto shop and turned it into a restaurant, and it just became a phenomenon.
Yeah, it's awesome. We got one in Elyria. Shout out to the one in Vermilion that lets us do our thing here.
Yes, sir.
Hat tip to you guys. There she is.
Sports night on Wednesday. Shelby!
Getting that shout out she wanted.
Yeah, come over here.
You wanted a shout out.
One of the best damn bartenders in Ohio.
Hands down.
She's looking on the camera contemplating.
She's camera shy.
You walk past it or something.
Just come over here and say hi.
How are people going to know that you're real if they don't see you? We could be talking to a wall. They don't know.
Yeah, we could be making this up.
It's going down here.
It's just got to work it up.
Every Wednesday is a theme night at Quaker Steak.
She needs a couple in her first.
We don't understand why Shelby is being shy. I can't speak for everybody else, but I am on Shelby's team.
Okay, well,
Team Shelby.
Team Shelby.
until we can get Shelby over here, we'll work on that for the rest of the show. We got about 2 hours to go, so
Plenty of time to work on her.
yeah. But
work on it.
in the meantime, we got SP here, we got Kareem, we got myself, got Rob J, all in the building. What's up?
We got Domenico.
Domenico over there.
Best male bartenders. Huh?
Downstairs on the dock.
He's riding the dock right now. I mean, he's just, yeah, you know what I meant.
Yeah, he's standing on.
Shout out to all the people that work here. They're all nice and they've been quite generous, and it's a lovely experience coming up here and doing our show here. So, but we got a lot to dive into. We've got a lot of topics to try and run through.
Now for sports night, I gotta ask, just in football, what's your favorite team?
The Tennessee Titans. Wearing my Eddie George jersey. Appreciate.
Kareem?
Pittsburgh Steelers. Who else is there to like?
Cleveland's finest. That's me.
Cleveland Browns. Cleveland's finest.
We have to have the Cleveland's fan around. You know what I mean?
We sorry.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Cincinnati Bengals.
That's your favorite team?
No,
No, that's just the team you like this week.
it is.
All right. Hey, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
The look from
How
Jimmy.
you gonna come? That's not cool. That's not fair.
As long as you're not a
Come on this
Steelers
show.
fan.
I don't watch sports though. Now pro wrestling. If we can get into that later, I'll be all about it.
You know what? Both of you.
You know, we do have something to talk about in that.
All right.
Both of you are not getting recess for a week. Okay?
Yeah, recess for.
You're not
Damn
getting
it.
recess because you just bigged up another Ohio team. Shame on you.
At least he picked an Ohio team.
Shame on you. No, he said at least you're not Pittsburgh. They're Cincinnati, for God's sakes.
Hey, Cincinnati went to the Super Bowl last year. I mean, we really can't. We're not killing them anymore.
And you, all right? You come on here and we be on live on a conjoint show, and you want to be the ops this week. Why don't you be the ops next week?
It's all I roll, baby.
Man.
But we got a lot of stuff to get into. Most recent biggest news in the NFL, you will start there, was the Kareem Hunt news that his team requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns. Since then, the team has denied his trade, but they also denied Baker's trade, and most teams deny trades on the first go around like that anyway. So well, how's your feelings on that? I know you've said for a while that they need to trade him. What's your feelings about him coming out and asking for a trade weeks after he came out and asked for extension?
I just feel like people got to stay humble, grounded, and rooted. With that being said, I got my 7 laughs off. That's all I feel about it.
Damn, boy.
SP, you're the Cleveland Browns fan. How you taking the news?
I mean, we still got Chubb. As long as he doesn't go to Pittsburgh, I'm cool with it.
You're cool with the Browns getting rid of Hunt?
Yeah.
We got Harris. I ain't blink.
We got Chubb.
And my man's team hooked us up with a running back. So we fine, but we don't want him.
There's a lot of landing spots that Kareem Hunt could go to. I mean, he's definitely a first string running back.
What about Deshaun Watson in the news?
Yeah, well, we'll get there in a second.
No.
All right. Well,
Deshaun Watson is not in the news. Deshaun Watson is the news.
Yeah, he is the news right now.
They don't even leave his picture off the screen.
Yeah, it's basically now 24-hour Deshaun Watson watch.
It really is.
Yes, it is.
Even if you ain't a fan of the Browns, that's what you're watching. Deshaun Watson.
But I think there's a lot to be said about this Kareem Hunt that wants a trade. I mean, if they do end up having to trade him because it's too much of a distraction, and let's be honest, this Browns team is full of drama this offseason.
Yeah.
The only thing that's not going on is you guys are on Hard Knocks.
So this is gonna sound crazy, but Kareem Hunt for Jimmy G.
That's the argument you were making.
I said the same thing. I said Jimmy G, but they're going to have to say some more back. There's no way if I'm the GM of the Browns that I'm sending you Kareem Hunt for Jimmy G. While
Not straight up.
Jimmy G is the best game managing quarterback, and he has been to a Super Bowl and lost it. He has been to an NFC Championship and lost it. And he has been to the divisional round. So in 4 years, he's been pretty productive. So you got to give him his credit, but we talking about Kareem Hunt, number one back here. If we taking Jimmy G, I want at least a third, maybe a second. Let's talk around there. I'm sure you're gonna talk fourth. I'm gonna hang up on you. Yeah, I'm gonna hang up on you. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna call back. You're gonna have to talk to me next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Hallelujah. Hey, man.
Soundbite for that.
I mean, yeah, but are the Browns going to give up that kind of an asset? I mean, because really, if you get Jimmy G, Jimmy G's only going to be around until the Deshaun Watson's suspension is up. You're not going to keep
That's
both.
the only thing I need for him.
But that's the beauty of his contract. You don't need him to come to your team and re-sign him. So you're not trading him on the basis that you hope he even re-sign, because you're not going to re-sign him. Kareem Hunt, you would re-sign him, but you don't have the money to re-sign him. So I seen this trade coming millions of years before. And I said it. I would be looking to trade him before he asks for a trade request, because he's already repaired his image and could have left and signed another contract with the Browns. So I don't think he would play the holdout role. I don't think he would sit or be a distraction, because he do got some boo-boos and some nicks on his resume. And he don't want to fall back, because you can depreciate yourself by doing things like that, and you've already had hiccups. So he don't want to hurt himself any more than he's already had. I think he'll be there, but yeah, this is interesting.
I mean, I agree with that, especially with him not wanting to make it look like he's the bad guy. But at the same time, everybody talks about that, that player empowerment movement and stuff like that, and this is part of it. Well, you know what I mean? The dude is worth more than $6 million a year.
Well, this is where it gets ugly, and it's just the same old thing with the Browns. And the Browns is just painting a picture of an ugly organization. This guy re-signed on the notion that this team was going to be a super team.
I swear somebody called this organization dysfunctional sometime.
Yeah,
and I can't remember who that was, but this sounds like he was a real smart guy about this stuff.
Yeah, that was a nice.
Would have been Jimmy, wouldn't it?
But yeah,
That was like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, here it is, you know, a million days later, and everything is wrong right now. I mean, you got rid of your Heisman winning quarterback. He looks great in Carolina right now to make believers out of people.
They're saying it's his starting job to lose.
To lose. You extended Njoku and gave him an abundance of money after getting rid of Hooper, who you gave an abundance of money to in the same time sequence. You paid Nick Chubb as you should have. You paid Myles Garrett as you should have. You went out and got a quarterback that you didn't do your homework on. And quietly, while everybody's talking about Deshaun Watson's suspension and the league and how they're taking back over everything, well, you know what? Let me stop there. And I'm going to just say this, just so we're clear here. The NFLPA and the NFL had a collective bargaining agreement. The agreement allowed for a magistrate to be overseeing of the case. But all she can do is give a recommendation. She is not a judge on this case. She is not making a ruling on this case. At the end of the day, it's up to Commissioner Roger Goodell. He didn't even have to appeal to really hand down a different sentence, but it just looks like the correct thing to do. So I'm just throwing that out there, because I hear people say all the time, well, the judge made a ruling. No, she didn't. She was just a magistrate. And I ain't going to go no more, because we're going to get to more in the future, but I just wanted to throw that out there. But you lose Odell Beckham Jr., you lose Landry, you lose Trotter, and you got Clowney back, but that's the thing, you got him back, you didn't add him. So it's like...
But Clowney's probably, he's going to be gone next year, probably.
But he still had, 13 sacks?
He had some pretty good sacks.
I think he had 10 sacks, my bad. But, I mean, the point is, I mean, the Browns team, and I think the point that you're trying to make is, like, this Browns team is, I mean, they're overhyped, for sure. If you go on ESPN and stuff like that, you hear phrases like Super Bowl roster, stuff like that. And I don't believe that you guys have that. Even with Deshaun Watson here, even playing week 1, this is not a Super Bowl contending roster.
But really, what is a Super Bowl contending roster? Because Cincinnati last year just came out of nowhere.
Agreed, but the Rams have a Super Bowl winning roster and they won it. Tampa Bay has a Super Bowl winning roster. I mean, those are rosters you can look at, and at just about every position, they have a top 5 person in that position. The Browns are not in that position. Even the quarterback is not a top 5 quarterback.
I can't argue with you there.
I mean, I got a nice little Browns Nation. Shout out to you guys on Facebook. I went in their group and threw out the challenge to, for them to prove to me that Deshaun Watson's elite. Nobody could do that. They told me I was a Baker bro and all this other stuff, and they told me they gave me the evidence they gave me that he was an elite quarterback was stuff like 3-time Pro Bowler. Look at his fantasy numbers, stuff like that. Like, I mean, nobody can give me hard evidence on why he's elite, and I mean, because nobody really can. Thank you guys.
All our fans, they're leaving in this.
Yeah, they got their food and they're rolling out. But I mean, you can make an emotional argument on why you believe he's elite or why he could be elite, but you can't make a factual argument about why he is elite right now or has been elite in his career. And I'm sorry, it's just the facts. If we just take the emotion out of it, that's just the facts.
I mean, we don't even need to have a conversation about it. It's just the man is 28 and 29. That's not elite. That's never been elite. It's not close to elite. It's not even close to being great.
Wow.
So if we take that into consideration, that's a major hit.
And the ref takes the point away.
And if we take into consideration that you've only been to the playoffs and won one game, and if we take into consideration so many factors, I mean, it's literally only one thing that you could tell me about Deshaun Watson to make an argument that he's elite, and that's the quarterback rating.
Right.
And that don't make you elite.
Especially when a high quarterback rating doesn't translate into wins for your team. It just don't make sense. How can you have a
I think he's got a lot to prove. Like, I feel like Cleveland was like, you know what, Baker Mayfield, he's a disruption in the locker room. He's not getting along with the guys, whatever. And he needs to go somewhere. So we got this guy. He's got a face already. So let's bring him in. Let's see what he can do.
But my thing is, and I hear when you say that, but what has he got to prove? I mean, this is a dude whose highest grade on Madden was an 84. 84? What are we expecting from this dude? He got the same kind of numbers as Baker Mayfield, barring one season where he did not make the playoffs. And they was picking in the top 10 of the draft the next year. Say that to yourself. 5,000 yards. Almost 40 touchdowns, no playoffs.
And they're picking in the top 10.
He doesn't have a lot to prove. He's going to be himself. He's going to be Baker Mayfield on steroids.
We know, that's the idea. We know what Deshaun Watson is, and we know what he's going to bring a team.
He's averaged more 38 and under 100-yard seasons than over 4,000. Off the top of my head, I can name 4 to 5 quarterbacks that blow that out the water in the years he played. And if I look, I can get about 8 or 9 of them. So, again, it's like, what are we expecting here? It's almost like they're doing the same repeated thing that they've done the last 3 years. They place these expectations on players. They place these expectations on what to do. And it's kind of unfair. And it's why no quarterback has worked in Cleveland thus far. It's why the whole organization looks like a joke. We should have never fired Dorsey. Dorsey was the only time period where we thought, okay, Cleveland, I can respect that.
You got somebody that knows what's going on.
And then they fired him.
Because of a power struggle with an analytics guy. What is his name? Di Podesta? Ain't that the guy in the Browns organization that's the analytics guy? Yeah, I mean, it came down to a power struggle between him and Dorsey and the GM, and you know what I mean? I mean, think about it. Dorsey, that Di Podesta guy, he's been around for what now, 4 coaches? And for some reason, it's not his analytics that's wrong? You know what I mean? And I get it. I mean, you got Kevin Stefanski takes a lot of blame for last year. I'm not trying to give him a pass. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you know what I mean, the sabotaging of Baker. That's crazy. You know what I mean? They sabotaged that quarterback.
I feel like it's a Cleveland thing to do. I don't know why, but I mean, when you have Elton, what's his name? I almost said Elton John. Elway? Didn't we have Elway at one time?
John Elway? No, he's in Denver. He's the one that ruined you guys in the 80s.
Yeah.
Who do we have?
I hate Elway.
You haven't had a good quarterback. I mean, the best 2 quarterbacks you've had in 25 years have been Baker Mayfield and now Deshaun Watson if he plays.
Well, that's not fair either, Jimmy, because that was a missed field goal. The Browns definitely should have won that game. And Ernest Biner's fumble, hey, it was something.
No, but I still think Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson are better quarterbacks than Bernie Kosar was.
Bernie Kosar, yeah. What do you guys think is the like all-time legend quarterback?
For the Browns?
No, overall, over the whole NFL.
The GOAT?
Yes, the GOAT.
It's Tom Brady.
Yeah?
Anybody that's making another argument, I mean,
There's no argument there.
the only other argument that you could make there is still Joe Montana, but he was the GOAT before Tom Brady took over the mantle.
No, you can't even argue that. It's not Joe Montana. If you say Joe Montana, we're going to laugh at you. Well,
I'm not going to laugh at you.
I'm going to laugh at you. And I'm going to explain to you why you're wrong.
No, there's an argument to be made for Joe Montana doing what he did at the time period.
Jimmy, don't make me get to screaming in my high voice up in here. We're in public. Jimmy.
Do it.
We are in public, Jimmy.
I'm not saying he is, But just to completely dismiss Joe Montana,
Yeah, fine.
No, I don't agree with that. But
Okay.
that's fine. I mean,
You don't have to agree with it, but how many? We're in here. How many MVPs do Tom Brady got?
like, I think he's got 3, right?
Yeah, about 3 or 4, somewhere around there. How many Super Bowl rings he got?
7.
Joe Montana have any one of those numbers?
He's got 4 Super Bowl rings. He's got,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, but is that his fault?
3.
Yes.
Might
What
have
you
2
mean?
MVPs.
He's the quarterback. Is it his fault?
You have
Who
a
said
team.
that?
You have a team, though.
No,
Who said that?
Playing
You
sports.
are the leader of that team. I don't want to hear
Yeah,
that.
Joe Montana led the San
And
Francisco
that's his
40.
fault that the other people can't play.
No.
No, they
That
can
makes
play.
no
They won
sense.
4 Super
That
Bowls.
makes no sense.
Joe Montana had Jerry.
We had
Rice.
LeBron, right?
No.
Bro,
Joe
you-
LeBron, for
Montana.
instance.
Joe Montana.
If his team ain't working, are you blaming it on LeBron?
No,
They won
yeah,
4
you do.
Super
Yeah,
Bowls.
you do.
they
I'm
won
just saying.
4. But I mean,
Jerry Rice? They had a loaded team.
yeah, they had Ronnie Lott. They had everybody.
Very well could have won 7 championships with that team.
Just saying, man.
But they gave up on what's the coach's name that invented the West Coast offense?
I forget what. Yeah, but that's
The
exactly
coach for
what happened.
the Niners. Yeah, when they moved, there was a power struggle between the owner and him, and they left.
And that was the end of that. So that was their fault. You can't. I'm a Steelers fan. The man beat my team to go to 2 Super Bowls. I hate Tom Brady. It pains me to say Tom Brady
Hey,
is
look,
the
me
GOAT.
and this guy finally agree on something, and we hate Tom Brady.
No, I mean,
I love the
hate-
Iron
but that's the
Wall.
only
I
other
hate
person that you can even
Jerome
put in that.
Bettis. That's when I love the Steelers.
Jerome Bettis,
When they had the Iron Wall, when
Oh.
they were like, but yeah,
Joe Green, and
Yeah.
Kevin Green.
good times.
No,
He said no, that wasn't good times.
no.
I felt it was.
I mean, you could. I mean, at that time, the Browns were decent. They were a good team. They weren't decent. They were a good team back in the 80s. You know what I mean? They were making those runs. Ran into Denver and shit like that. But that was a good team. The Steelers were a good team. I don't know. Cincinnati wasn't. They had
Boomer Esiason.
Boomer Esiason. They were a good team. At that time, this division had like 6 teams in it. It was different. It was way different back then.
Yeah, you had the Central and all of that. Yeah.
Because for a while, the Tennessee Titans were in the Browns division. And until they rearranged everything and brought in the Jacksonville Jaguars. Wasn't it 99?
That's what was that?
I think
Yeah, right around 99.
Around the time the new teams was coming in.
Yeah, right. Same. I think they came in a year before the Browns reappeared.
Wasn't Carolina and Jacksonville, right? Expansion teams.
What's crazy and weird is the alignment in the NFL makes no sense.
What do you mean?
Only some of them do, yeah.
The divisions, it could just be better put. It could be better. It could be better off.
If you do it geographically, it would make more sense because then you would have like Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Detroit, and Cincinnati in one division, and then you would have like
No, Pittsburgh wouldn't even be in y'all division.
well, you
Because
might
I
be
seen
in
the map.
Baltimore. Yeah, you might be over in the Baltimore division with the
With
closer
Philly.
to the East Coast,
Yeah,
right?
with Philly
Baltimore,
and-
Philly, and
yeah.
You know what I mean, so yeah, there's a better way to do it, but I mean, I don't know if it's a better way to do it. I mean, it would be geographically better for these people's travel times, but scheduling, I don't know, man. That have you ever seen them work out the NFL schedule? That's insane. I don't want to envy that person. I wouldn't want that job. I don't care.
Not at all.
How do they do it? You think?
They sit in a room for months and they go through each team by team, and make sure that each team has a schedule and it's properly set and it don't conflict with any other schedules. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Oh my.
But as far as like the matchups, is there any? They're just going off of opening.
You gotta have rivalries. of course.
Well, you gotta, yeah. Do they plan out rivalries? I can say that.
Oh yeah. Like the
Thanksgiving, Ohio, it would be Cleveland versus
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
they specifically put like Pittsburgh and the Browns on a certain day at a certain time. You know, that's why they have that new flex rule with the schedule now, where if the Browns and Pittsburgh are good come week 13 or whatever, and they have a scheduled 1:00 game, they'll flex them into the Sunday night game because it's a better looking game.
More ratings.
Yeah. And that's really what it comes down to, is whatever the TV deals are going to give them more money.
Right.
That's America.
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 I All right, everybody got America down.
Sports night at the Lube. Right, let's draw some attention.
So I got a question.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so Roquan Smith from the Chicago Bears, rest of the trade. In your opinion, what team could get Roquan Smith and just flip the switch? Like it'll put them higher in your book.
I'm trying to remember what position he plays.
He plays linebacker.
Oh shit, the Browns. The Browns could take him right now.
Yeah.
And that would help him. He is a good cover guy. He could cover a tight end to a certain extent, and then with that free safety, they could have help over the top. That would actually help the Browns defense.
Hypothetically, yes, you're right. But they couldn't pull that off.
No.
Well, I suppose they can.
Did they get him?
I mean, if they trade
I
Hunt,
suppose they can. If they trade Kareem Hunt.
it gives them the space, and they can.
I mean, it would give Chicago a for-sure number one running back to go with the running back they already got. So you got a two-headed monster to go with Fields, which is going to help. You already had a receiver last year in Mooney. We know you drafted 14 to 25 tight ends over the last 3 years. So you still got some of them, I'm sure.
Yeah, they went nuts.
Do you think it'd be better for Kareem Hunt's career if he went to another team?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm
You
thinking.
wasted
Browns
just
fan, I
Just
wanna
because
see
he's a
it.
number,
Yes.
just because they got him as a number 2, and he's clearly a number 1.
And
But
he's
you
right-
got Nick Chubb. I mean, that's not his fault. It's just you got Nick Chubb. You're spoiled in that position.
But some people like Kareem Hunt better than Nick Chubb, even.
That's
though.
true.
But the thing
He's
is,
more
too,
diverse.
as a Browns fan, I feel like they don't utilize their running backs the way
They don't.
Nah, they don't.
at all.
Those
Well,
are
and last year we can make the point that they did it on purpose.
yeah.
That was part of the sabotaging of Baker. If you don't have his best weapons on the field, how can Baker succeed? And
Right.
think about towards the end of the season when Chubb wasn't playing in those fourth quarters, Kareem Hunt wasn't playing in those fourth quarters. You don't have OBJ because he's hurt. Jarvis Landry's the only one you got, and you're asking Baker to go out there and succeed with a bum shoulder. That's a coaching problem. That ain't gonna get fixed with Deshaun Watson. That's not gonna get fixed with trading away Kareem Hunt. It's just not.
Well, that's the thing. Like last year, whenever everybody was like, "Oh, Baker's still playing. What the fuck?" Da 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 da. I'm like, it's coach is at fault just as much as he is.
Yes.
Because the coach, ultimately, it's his decision to tell you to sit your ass down.
And you can go. I challenge anybody. Go watch any NFL old.
Is
GT?
it coming? Is it coming?
Show me!
Is it coming?
Damn it.
She is not on it, folks.
We'll get her.
But the Browns organization has just been a dysfunctional since they came back. I mean, they do good things to get them to go 2 steps forward, and then they'll pull the plug on it and go 10 steps back, and then they tell their fans, "Oh, we're committed in our process of doing this." And go watch Jimmy Haslam's after they fire the GMs and coaches. Go watch his press conferences. It's scripted. Everything he said 5 years ago is the same one he said last year right before he got. It's the same. He gave you the same speech 5 years in a row, and all you Browns fans are like, "Oh yeah, he's telling us the truth this time."
So basically, he Bill Clinton the whole situation.
I've never been a Haslam fan.
I really believe that what you're saying, though, Jimmy. I
Never
mean,
been a fan.
and that's one of the reasons why I don't follow. I'm a hometown guy. I usually claim hometown, like Cavaliers, Browns. But when it comes to the Browns, I claim I don't watch, I don't follow because shit like that. What you're saying, that's one of the reasons why.
And that's the only thing you could do as fans is turn off the TV because that's the only thing that they understand.
But if you turn off the TV, you're not really a fan.
No, that's not true. That's not true either, because
Yeah, that's not true because I switch off
Because
to
to me,
AEW.
to
to
me,
go
a
to WWE.
fan is somebody that's going to ride or die for their team, no matter what.
Yeah, you saying
if I
that
can't
because you
emotionally
ain't.
handle it, I'm not
I
gonna
can
do it,
handle
man.
this. I can handle
Hold
this,
on, hold
guys.
on.
I got this. I got this.
Hold on.
Okay, you're only saying that because you haven't been far. Okay.
What?
You haven't been far in the playoffs. Okay. I want to see you in the fourth quarter when your team done lost. Continue watching that game because I'm telling you, my TV is either going off or I'm gonna put it.
I've
off.
been a
I mean,
Browns
it's-
fan since fucking since I was little. Like my dad loved the Browns, my mom loved the Browns. Like it's just in my family. So, and I
Me
watched
too.
every game. So I've watched the depressing fucking
Yeah, I'm turning that on.
Now look at
after
it.
the game, you know, fuck this, but you know.
Now look
watch
at
the
it
whole
from the
game.
Browns organization standpoint. With you being a fan and they knowing that you're not going to turn off the TV whatsoever, what incentive do they have to really make changes? They don't.
Not being the number one fan base at 99.3.
If they know that you're going to show up and you're going to support them no matter what, they're not going to make the changes necessary they need to make. They're not going to do the things that the fan base wants them to do. That's just the way it goes.
Well, I understand that, but that doesn't make me any less of a fan.
No,
It doesn't make
that's
any-
not what we're disputing.
No, we're just saying to turn off the TV for a little while.
I don't watch it when I'm at work.
Well, you have to hurt these people's pocketbooks to make them understand what reality
I
is.
understand what you're saying.
So that's all you can do.
I learned that in traffic court.
How are you feeling?
Traffic court.
How are you feeling defensively as a Browns fan this year? I mean, because you guys didn't get no worse, you just didn't get no better. And for my Browns fans that think you're a top 10 defense, let me clear this up. You're not. You weren't last year. You were middle of the pack. Actually, you were 16.
Damn, boy.
There's 32 teams. So, now that we've got that out the way, now I'll give you credit where credit is due.
Well,
The last 4 weeks of the season,
our defense wasn't top 10, but it beat the Steelers twice last year.
I did.
you're right. Did you win a division?
No.
Did you win a Super Bowl?
You gotta give them his
That's
money.
enough.
No,
That's enough.
That doesn't matter.
As a fan, that is enough.
Wait, we're living
That's
in the
enough.
past again, right?
What?
We're living in the past again?
Yeah, we're living in the past because the new football season just started with preseason, and you're talking about last year. So we're gonna live in the past. Let's go back in it. Let's dive in it. Let's not just hit
Hey,
the bird.
Cleveland has to take all it can get, though. You know, I'm just saying.
No, you get nothing over here.
We got to take
You've had
what we
many chances. Okay, you've been back now for
There's
about
no moral
35
victories.
to 40 years. And
There's
when
no
you come
highlight
back
either,
in sports from a hiatus, and you've been back for 35 to 40 years, no one cares. You know, I turned on the news yesterday, and there was this woman that was missing. Now, God bless her soul, and to her family, I hope everything works out. But in 45 years, if your loved one is missing and you think that person is alive, you need to grab communion twice when you go to church and repay that whole thing over. Okay? Nothing in 45 years is the
probably a
same.
Browns fan.
Your shoe size is not the same. Your posture is not the same. Your thought process is not the same. Your taste buds are not the same. It's 45 years, man. Y'all had way too long to get it together. How many quarterbacks?
38 or something like
Can we
that.
count how many quarterbacks?
The Browns have had since 45 years.
Because we stopped adding quarterbacks.
Last I
Make sure you
heard-
add Baker.